G'day, Pittsburgh Steelers fans. G'day, Steeler Nation Australia and still, worldwide. How's everyone doing? Welcome to the AFC North Rundown yet again. We are into week 4, and by the judging of the screen right there, as you can see, the Pittsburgh Steelers are 1-3. Something we don't want to happen as our Steelers into this season. And as we go through the table in the AFC North, we'll look into all the other teams, and they're exact opposite to us. So that's going to be quite interesting. But when you think about it, the NFL so far, it's been a month, and we've had 4 games. And yeah, we had the Bills and 1-0, and then we went. We've hit the dirt. We've hit pay dirt. We're not playing very good at this very moment in time. So let's go through the rundown. We'll try and get this done in 10 minutes so that we can have a bit of fun while doing so. AFC North Rundown, Pittsburgh Steelers 1-3. We don't want to see that, but there's always room for improvement. Okay, so the week that was, you had the first game with the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Jaguars at home. Now, the Jaguars were up by 14 points in this game in the half. And the Cincinnati Bengals didn't look too good. Trevor Lawrence was, moving the ball. The Jags looked like they looked like a 3-0 team, didn't they? The Bengals had no points at all in the first half. So you're thinking, how did the Bengals beat us and then they go out and lay a duck egg? How does that happen? Jaguars moving the ball around. Trevor Lawrence is playing really good football. And then what it came down to, the key moment in this game, was the field goal, or what they should have went for a field goal. Urban Meyer went 4th and 1, did a sneak play to Trevor Lawrence, went nowhere. Bengals get a stop, 14-0 at halftime. Now, that was a massive point in the game because you could have went up 17-0 into the half in 3 scores. However, you don't get the field goal. You don't get the points. You don't get the points anywhere. You just get a shutdown on that play. The Bengals get momentum, 14-0. And we'll talk about momentum into the Steelers game. Second half, the Bengals came out and just won that game. They scored, 24 points to 7, really. Burrow did 2 TDs, 300-plus yards. And what I think is just that field goal cost them. I think the field goal cost the Jags. Was the Jags an easy team? Some might say. Are the Bengals real? We don't know. As much as I hate them, they are playing angry football, and they're playing good football, and they're playing better than the Steelers right here. So the Bengals win in week 4, 24-21 to improve to 3-1. Next game, the Browns. The Browns just snuck away in this game. I don't know how they won this game. From the very first drive, as I read my notes here, I've got a few notes this week. The first drive for the Vikings was pretty much like lights out. It was 14 plays, 75 yards, a TD to Jefferson, 7-0. And you're thinking the Vikings are going to have this game. They're going to own this game. There is no stopping them. They're going to put on 35 points. And then that was it. That's all they had in that game. So the Vikings offense stalled. Baker was really scratchy. Into the second half, there was pretty much only 7 points or 14 points scored via the Browns, and that was it. The second half was a punt fest. It was defense on both sides. Both QBs were 50% on passing. Baker 150 yards here, and Kirk Cousins 200 yards. But the Browns did run really well on the ground with Chubb, as always. And don't we wish we had Chubb? I would pay big money to see. Nothing against Najee, but Chubb is a really good football player, 100 yards, and Kareem Hunt 75 yards. So the Browns just hang on after what I thought was going to be a slobber knocker with points on the board and touchdowns and running backs all over the shop. No. It was a defensive game. It was a sloppy game by Baker and a sloppy game via Kirk. So 14-7, the Browns moved to 3-1 next game. Okay, I'm slowly and I know everyone hates the Ravens, and I had some little bit of respect for the Ravens in some universe or some form of somewhere. But here's a funny one. The Ravens, Lamar in this game. So the score was 23-7. Lamar Jackson went over 300 yards. Jackson in that picture there to Brown had a massive TD to Hollywood Brown, where Hollywood Brown laid out and he looked like Superman jumping out and catching that ball. Teddy got hurt and then Locke came in. Locke did another interception there. Noah Fant on the Broncos got a TD. The Ravens defense just kept Locke in check. It's just in this game was Lamar's game. He was moving the football around everywhere. He's such a threat on the run, and when he can play like games like this, he is such a threat in a pass. Even though a lot of fans, including myself, I don't rate him as a passer. I find if he's going to run 20, 30, 40 yards for a play, he gets knocked over. How do you go back to the huddle and zing it for another 30 yards? It's just very hard to do that. One interesting point in this game with the Broncos, as we verse the Broncos this week, is Javonte Williams. If you can look up that YouTube highlight with that run, it's outstanding. I believe he's a rookie. Not a person where we thought we were going to get in our draft, but Javonte Williams in that run was just incredible. He's taking about 4 or 5 Ravens with him to, trying to get to the end zone. Another thing where I've got on the right hand side here, the Ravens most consecutive yards rushing, or 100 yards rushing, tied with the Ravens there. It says 2018, 2021, 43 games. The Steelers 1974 to 1977, 43 games. So I find that, the Ravens are a really funny team. They like to play after the whistle. They don't play they don't really play into the NFL, I guess, niceness, or they don't play, they just play what they want to do. They're not a bully, but they just do whatever they want to do in the context of the game. So in the last few plays, there was the Broncos going for a touchdown. 10 seconds left. They failed the fourth and whatever it was, 4 to intercepted. The Ravens needed a few yards. They needed about 5 or 6 yards to get to 100 yards so their streak would continue. They did that. When they're up by 23-7, they didn't kneel the ball like 99% of teams would kneel the ball. They ran the ball so they could get 100 yards rushing and be competitive again with the Steelers, even though the Steelers have beaten the Ravens the last 2 times in a row. So now they're 43-43, trying to go for the record of 44 next week, and we'll get into that and who they verse with the Colts. I just find that a bit cheap. It's a big difference why we are like how we follow the Steelers and some of those things with the Ravens, but they're very competitive. You have to put it that, but they just don't quit. They don't quit, and it shows when they have to go and get that little bit of a stat to, it has to happen. Like you couldn't just kneel the ball 23-7. Crazy. All right, we all know the game. Steelers versus the Green Bay Packers. Packers go up by 10 points here. We've already covered it so much. Big Ben didn't play well. The O-line's not playing well. That field goal block was just something I still can't get over. You block that field goal. You take that back for 7 points. They don't score 3 points. That's a 10-point difference. We should have won. We had a chance to win. It's just not coming together just yet. And I don't know why. I don't know why just yet. It's very odd. Okay, so going into the standings, the AFC North, Cincinnati Bengals 3-1, Ravens 3-1, Browns 3-1, and the Steelers 1-3. Now that is something I did not expect, that the Bengals would be up there. However, they have versed some teams who aren't really high quality per se. The Ravens snuck away with the Lions game. And maybe the Browns they could be 4-0. They just got beaten by the Chiefs. For us, I don't know what we can really do here with the 1-3. All we can hope is we can just start to beat Denver. That's all we can really hope. All right, moving into this week with the NFL Week 5, we have our first game as normal. We have the Green Bay Packers now versus the Cincinnati Bengals. And what a turnaround this will be. I'll be very shocked if the Bengals can upset the away Packers. I know that we just lost by 10 points, but the Packers are a quality side. If let's put it this way. If the Cincinnati Bengals go to 4-1, I will count them as a really tough team. Like they will. This is the statement game for the Cincinnati Bengals. If they can count the Packers out and go in and then play at home and play the brilliant football they've been playing, the angry football that they've been playing, then they are legitimately a playoff team if they can win this game. Now, if they lose this game, they might just be the same old Bengals. So this week I've got the Packers in the shootout again, 30-24. I think Rodgers will start to light it up. He's getting really comfortable with his offense. And Burrow's playing some good football too. So I think it's going to be a little bit of a shootout there. It just look, it can go either way. If the defense gets a few calls and a few good plays on Rodgers and puts him to a bit of pressure, then this is a very tough AFC North, and the Steelers just aren't. We're just not there at the moment. So we're really just I'm intrigued to see how this one plays out, because the Packers can't take the Cincinnati Bengals lightly. They're not the same old terrible Bengals that they still are to a certain degree, but they're not like they used to be. They're playing angry. They're playing with a bit of grit. They're playing tough. They're playing to win football games, and something that the Steelers are just not doing at the moment. We're just not. There's something not there that we're not doing. Bengals could go 4-1, and that would be ridiculous to see. But I just don't see that. I'd be very shocked. Be very shocked if they win. So Packers win 30-24. Next game. Oh, this is a good one. This is it's so fun. I even know this is in my slideshow, but it's still funny. This is a good game. This is a really fun. Actually, this might be one of the games of the round. So you have the Cleveland Browns away with a high-powered offense, a crazy defense that they got going on there. Myles Garrett, blokes like that. They're playing really hard football, fast football. Going into the Charger land with Herbert and Eckler, and 3-1, two. I hate to say it, but I have to give them props, Browns. Two quality sides with 3-1, and then this is a tough task for Baker. A similar thing. If the Browns can win this game, they're going to be a playoff team. They're going to be 4-1, but I don't see Herbert rolling over at all. Herbert's playing some lights out football. Reading the field. He's playing it sucks to say, but he's playing like a young Big Ben. You look at what Big Ben did in his second year. He had, and even in his rookie year, had a really good. Was he 15-1 in his rookie year? I think he was. Yeah, he was so playing passionate football, running around, reading the defenses, zinging that football as fast as he can to someone, or he just got a lot of weapons around him too. The offensive line is holding Herbert up. So Herbert's playing he's playing. Look, the Chargers are playing for playoff. This is one too. Whoever wins this game will say we're going to go to the playoffs, because you'll be 4-1 is quite a big lead. However, I do believe I've chosen I've got a massive shootout here. This is honestly the game of the round. Chargers 41-38. Just now, in previous years, the Chargers don't win these games. They throw it away. I think it was one year they fumbled the ball 3 times in 3 different drives, and the other team came back to win. I see a bit of a change though, but this one is 50-50 again. Baker's playing good. Nick Chubb, you've got the guys running the football, playing, something that both these games we've discussed, the Steelers just aren't doing. They're not playing with passion. They're not playing with conviction. They're not playing with heart or true steel, where these teams are. These teams are really playing some really good quality football. Okay, Chargers 41-38. Now, interesting game here. And by the way, I didn't change NFL Week 4. I should say NFL Week 5. That's one of my errors today. So Chargers 41-38. And NFL Week 5, Colts away 1-3 versus the Ravens 3-1 at home. Now, this is definitely a game that you think the Colts have been struggling. I'm not even sure who they beat last week. I can't remember off the top of my head. But did they beat the Eagles? I think they might have beat the Eagles. If they didn't, it doesn't matter. Colts have been struggling. They thought they're going to be a playoff team as well. So this is, I believe, is a Monday night football game. So Tuesday for us. I quite possibly might even stream that game, depending, because that could be quite a fun game to watch to see if the Colts can win over the Ravens and to see how the round goes. If the Browns lose, the Bengals lose, and the Steelers win, I might stream that because it's going to keep the AFC North football competitive, and it would be great to see the Ravens go 3-2. But I've just what I see at the moment with Lamar, and as I have here, I think the Ravens will win this game quite handily. Their defense doesn't give up. Their defense is really strong, and I don't see that Wentz can do anything. You'll see it. He'll be on national TV. This is the one that this will shock me the most if Wentz goes out there and beats the Ravens at home. I just don't see it. He's not a quality quarterback. Some may even say, is Wentz better than Big Ben? I don't know. Very difficult game. The Colts here, but still, we got to cheer. This is the one we have to cheer for the Colts. Maybe not so for the AFC wildcard standings, but for the overall divisional standings, we're still in the hunt, only being week 4. So if we can cheer the Colts on, and all the other teams lose, wouldn't that be great? Everyone go 3-2, and then we can go possibly 2-3. So Ravens, I reckon, win 34-16. NFL Week 5 again. Get rid of that Week 4. Away, Broncos 3-1 versus the Steelers 1-3. Who thought that we were going to be in this position? I didn't think so. I thought the Steelers would be maybe 2-2 or hopefully 3-1. And here we are. We've won one game and we lost 3 in a row. And we're just not playing competitive football, are we? We're just not. You've got to, as a fan, you've got to ask yourself, what are we doing? Matt Canada isn't playing, isn't calling the right plays. We're 0-5 on fourth downs. We're too predictable on offense. Something's got to change. I just don't know where we change. People are saying change Big Ben, but Big Ben is our greatest asset at the QB right now than anything else. So in this game, for this, I had the Steelers. I think I had the Steelers. You have to. I had the Steelers 33-13. This is one you have to win. And at some point in the Steelers season, you've got to put points up. We can't score more than 20 points. We can't score more than 17, 16 points at the moment. Special teams can't help us at all the time. We have to do something. We're versing, I believe, that Teddy Bridgewater is out. So I think he got concussed last week. So I think we're versing Drew Lock. I'm pretty sure that's the case. If not, it doesn't matter. You still have to chase the quarterback and get after whoever's behind the line of scrimmage. You have to do it. There's TJ is got 5 sacks and he's playing his heart out. Cam's playing his heart out. But you've got to come together as a unit and really try and, I don't know. You've got to play the old Steeler way that we're used to. But they're just not doing that. So my prediction there is 33-13. Steelers win at home, and hopefully we improve to 2-3. Just let me jump back out of this, and we'll do a bit of a recap. All right, I went home. Okay, yeah. So look, it's a massive week this week for these teams. If the Bengals go 4-1, then we're in a bit of trouble as well for the AFC North. It's very hard to catch up. If we do lose this game and all the other teams win, it's very hard to catch up 3 spots and then try and gain the first place. However, the only really thing I can say at the moment is there's only out of the 5 weeks, there's only been one game, which was AFC North football. That was the Bengals versus Steelers. There's only been 1 week where that's happened. So if anything, these games we're playing non-conference and we're playing other people in the AFC. So we haven't played each other as much in the AFC North, and that's really going to separate who's who in the zoo, because you're going to get, if the Browns beat the Bengals, and then they'll come closer. If the Bengals beat the Ravens, they'll separate further apart. Obviously, we have to go now 5-1. We probably can't lose more than 4 or 5 games. Or we have to win 4 games to win 5 games. So this is a big week. You've got to right the ship. You got to right the ship with the Denver offense and Denver defense coming into Heinz Field. If we can get a win there, it's 2-3, and then we have a big game versus the Seahawks, improving then to 3-3, and then we have a bye, and then their first, test, or if we do go 3-3, one of our first tests coming out of the bye into week 8 will be the Cleveland Browns, and we'll see where their record is, and we'll see what the Steelers is at the same time. So it's not over. I just want to say to everyone, the Steelers season is not over just yet. It's bloody terrible. It's bad. We're playing terrible. It's some of the worst football I've seen in a long time, from play calling to Ben not being where he needs to be, throwing over the receivers to Juju, and just no one's clicking. The defense is trying to keep us in it, but how long can they really keep us in it? It doesn't really go that way. If we do fall to Denver this week, this will probably be one of the best streams or things I've ever done. I think I'll be getting up before I am, depending how much I'm awake. But if we fall to Denver Broncos and we go to 1-4, then maybe my positive views get dampened down by a lot, because it's at the time now that you gotta shut up or show up. You gotta do something. Look at all the steel gear around me. You got to do it for fans like me and fans like you, so we have something to cheer for. You can't you don't want to cheer for it. You do. You can cheer for a 1-4 team, but it's more fun cheering for a team that's winning. And if we can let Najee let loose and really give him a chance, he's doing so much hard work in this offense. The O-line guys aren't clicking. Ben, can you throw to Freiermuth? Can you get him open? Can DJ jump that yard? Can DJ jump 1 yard when he goes back 5? Can Claypool stay healthy? Can Washington? He played really well last week, but he needs to get into the game a bit more. There's so many things, so many ideas. Can the defense stay healthy? Where's Devin Bush? Terrell Edmonds is playing some good football. Mink is playing good. There was one chance last week where he almost got a pick. And you're thinking, if you can just get that, can Ray run one back? There's some things that were just not going our way. And, of course, the field goal block didn't go our way. This is a big chance. I know in this year, 2021, 1-3. But if you can go the next 2 games, win Denver, and then win the Seattle Seahawks, it's 3-3, then you have a bye to get people healthy. You need to get back Ant Mac to get healthy. Benny Snell needs to be replaced. Him, the running number 2, get him out of there. I'm sorry, get him out. He's got to go. He can be on special teams. Let's put in Ballage. Let's put in Ant Mac. Let's get some guys like that. Arthur Millette is playing really well on the cornerback. So he just got 2 tackles for a loss last week. We're playing well in individual areas, but we need to come together. And it's not coming together. And it's we've seen this for the last 3 or 4 years. And it's what are we doing? We had such good offensive promise with Brown and Martavius Bryant and, those guys like that, and Wheaton even. All I can say is people are, discounting Ben and saying fire him or get rid of Ben or whoever will fire Tillman. We have to stick with our guns. Ben gives us the best chance to win. All right. So that's pretty much my thoughts on that. Ben gives us the best chance to win no matter what. Even if he's done 3 bad games in a row, maybe 4, he still gives us the best chance. Maybe he's been held by the reins a little bit, and he's told he can't do some certain things, but he's got to go out there and fire like he normally does. Got to read the defense and just fire. I just want to see them go to Juju or just get some offensive positivity moving into this game, and then putting Drew Lock under pressure. That's all I want to see from this game. All right, guys. My name's Mark Davison. Thanks for checking out Steel Nation Australia on Facebook and on YouTube. It's been bloody awesome as always. Hopefully that was a good show, a good AFC North Rundown. I'll see you guys in the live streams, in the Facebook page. I'll see you guys everywhere. Cheers, guys. Here we go. Steelers, here we go.